Hello YouTube! I'm Pinstar and this is Against the Storm Strategy and Tactics. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! Huh? I got a little cheat sheet down here. We're not quite halfway through the cycle, and we still have a ways to go. I'm not 100% sure about our ability to necessarily get to the seal, but darn it, I'm going to try. Right, we Nighthawk Outpost was beaten, not the way I wanted it to. I wanted to try to sneak in that year 4 win, but we just limped into a year 5 win. That's okay. Well, hopefully. But we did pick up some extra supplies here. We have our 1 deed from the previous game. Claim a little bit more decorative stuff for having a 30 frog one. And yeah, I think I'm going to finish off this topper right here. It gives us the option of the fishing hut for an impartation bonus. It gives us a permanent yield boost. Down here, yeah, we'll cap this off. And now the only ones that we have left here are this line right here. And actually, we have enough special resources for everything. The only thing we need is food, and we get food in every single one. So yeah. And then after that, the only real use for these meta resources is for the sacrifice. That's literally the only use for them, to my knowledge. Right then. So we've got 2 new things here, Haunted Forest and Corrosive Torrent. Because this one moves us a little bit closer. Also, we just did the Ashen Thicket for this one, so I would prefer the Scarlet Orchard for this one. Yeah. And yeah, the Dangerous and Forbidden Glade warnings are disabled. This isn't too bad because we can still, unlike the Cursed Royal Woodlands, we can actually tell which ones are the forbidden or dangerous ones just because they're the bigger ones. They don't hide or change the size. They just don't tell us which ones are which. But that's not bad at all. All right, so JC Berg. Now, ooh, 12 foxes up here at the top. We haven't played with foxes in a while. And they seem to be talking to me. Extra bricks, some eggs, some extra people here. 12 to start with. That's pretty darn good. So we are already seated for a fox majority. And let's see, we are going to be in the Scarlet Woodlands here. Trying to think what might be a good, if we wanted to do a camp here. We only have eggs for Trapper's Camp. For Forager's Camp, that gives us, there's 2 different ones here, grain and roots. But I don't, yeah, Forager's Camp is not, if it was nearly free, I might go for it. We do have the 2 smaller farms here, cheaper here, but I don't like fishing for a farm right off the get-go. Especially since both grain and berries are available for harvesting. We don't necessarily need those camps. Granted, same goes with here. So yeah, well, you know what? We're just going to leave it to fate here. We'll take the people. We take the wood. We'll take the planks because they only cost 2. We'll take the meat because, yeah. We will take, I don't know if we need the stone. Oil is not at its cheapest. We could go with, more parts. Packs of provisions. We could go with packs of provisions to start selling stuff right away. But yeah, parts for a whole other gathering thing might be the play. And then since we're already starting with extra eggs, we'll go with roots. This looks pretty good to me. Yeah. And it's already giving us some bricks to start out with. Leather, I mean, not immediately useful, but maybe trade fodder. Yeah, let's dive in. All right. Warm welcome. Increase reputation gained by resolve by 100%. Not easy for us to really dart around that, other than like starting our resolve pushes in Drizzle, which is when we want to start them anyway. So hey, I'll take it. Fog, bitter rain. Well, so having two movement penalty ones combined can be rather deadly. We saw that a little bit in the one where my guys were moving at minus 80% speed. Some of them were. Devastation. You have to pay 1 pack of building resources or buildings will become ruins. Ooh, that's nasty. So we'll want to keep an eye out for that, because we do occasionally dip into 3. And oh yeah, this one is just death. You get to hostility 6, and if you can't just duck out of it quickly, you are dead. So yeah, but we rarely get to hostility 6, at least during the storm anyway. Ooh, okay. Early pool, early stone, early roots. I am happy with that. Harpies, foxes. I'm happy with that. Bats as well. So we've got 3 fragile races. They cannot soak up much in the way of resolve penalties here. All 3 of them have a base of 5 resolve. So nobody we can really lean on. There's our Drizzle geyser. That's a good early find. But I guess we could crack into it and then immediately go into this dangerous glade above it, because that's just 2 thin walls to burrow through, and we'd have more likely to be able to place our second hearth up here, and then from here we can expand out to here. This one might be a forbidden, but I mean, I'm not really too worried about a rogue forbidden glade. All right, let's look at where. All right, skewers does hit 2/3 of our people. Paste hits 2/3 of our people. So those are the 2 main ones that we want to go for. Coats are a little over here. Treatment and education. I don't think there is a building that does both of those in one, or at least I think there might be an event building, but we don't have that event. But I am going to keep my eye out for treatment and education, although those are the 2 minority ones. So this is probably going to be a T-solve depending on the blueprints. Now, do we get... Well, round 1, no, I think we're going to go oil here. Because, yeah, that makes paste. Paste is a good early game thing for that. We do need salt or dye to make paste work, so we might not be building that building right away. Do we have salt? We do have salt as a natural resource, so yeah, we're gonna pick press. There's my friend the kiln again. But I have the manufacturing and we have dye. So that solves fabric, that solves dye, and that solves barrels for a potential future tea. Provisioner or market? Market is an interesting one, and I might go with it because it does do tea. I don't think leisure is on the docket here. We don't need flour. We already have 1-star flour. Packs of provisions, and we already have barrels, so provisioner is kind of a dead pick. But I don't think anybody cares about... Yeah, nobody wants leisure. So it's just a weaker tea house. That being said, tea is part of the equation. I'd rather have the tea house proper, honestly. But it can work in a pinch. Alright, we have a bat firekeeper, that's good. Alright, yeah, I think we're gonna burrow northward here. I will get a... So we can make the manufactory right away, which means we can make the press right away, because paste... The paste, obviously we know we need the dye, but yeah, that plus eggs, we get good paste right off the bat. And then the dye, well, hang on, let's get the manufactory down here. Dye, we do not have good sources of dye. None that I really am willing to sacrifice for anyway. Once we empty out this fish pond, we will have some scales for dye, but yeah, you give us some side herbs, which is not going to be helpful here. I do not want to use my starting coal for dye. I'm going to hold off on... So I think where I'm going with that is I think we need to instead go with the field kitchen. If we could have gotten paste production up proper quickly, I would have been all about that. Baking paste are sort of our all-in, but without the ability to make dye effectively due to raw materials, not due to the lack of that. I mean, we could get some insects, but I can supplement that later. That does tell me that I want to get working on this stone sooner rather than later. So let's get our stonecutters camp primed. Up like that. I am fine with a makeshift post. Crude workstation not necessary right away. I mean, the manufactory, to build that now, I mean, we do want to build that sooner rather than later anyway. Because that way we can make more cloth from our starting stuff more efficiently. And once we get some insects in, we can start making dye so that we can start working on our press. Now, here's the other thought. We've got the press, which gives us oil. Oil can be made from the meat. So in this actuality, I'm actually okay doing an early pivot to using my early coal for this, because we can make the press make oil so that we have a healthy form of stuff here. The only problem is, by going this method, we are going to be foregoing some of early resolve boosts for our majority species. I mean, all right, the fact that paste can go off of fish is really freaking good. We do want to hit this fish pond sooner rather than later. Man, I might need to just do both because, yeah, we can make skewers off of the mushrooms and, say, the roots. Yeah. We don't necessarily need to do the piping of it, although the piping does really help. All right, I'll make both of them so that we can cover our bases. All right, that'll be a nice quick burrow, and then we can do a quick burrow there. I will throw down the rain collector, though I am tempted not to. We're going to get early drizzle water from that. And you guys are what? Well, press is clearance and manufacturing is... You know what? We can get that because we have a diverse set of things using our early materials. Like if they were all demanding the same type of water, a rain collector couldn't keep up. But until then, if it's just one of each, then yes, they can keep up. Oh wait, no, the hearth. What am I doing? Trading post. Trading post. I guess you can go there. We'll move you to the boonies as needed. Really don't want to go with the market. It feels bad, man. We do have a lot of people. I am going to probably still need certainly a makeshift post because we want to get in on those fish right away, but then also a crude workstation. And because we have so many foxes, we can get a lot of happy fox trios, which can give us some early resolve. Speaking of early resolve, I do need to mark something for them to eat. We'll say eggs for the moment. Actually, no, we can say roots because roots are going to come up later anyway. All right, we'll have harpies go in here. Oh, we don't have enough water for the rain collector. Interesting. Well, that's fine. We just won't pipe this. Yeah, you guys just make this until... Okay, we'll have a harpy and a bat. All right, 3 foxes. You will make... See, I really don't want to use the meat for the oil, but having the plant fiber... If we use that up, then we lose our ability to make cloth. We will do paste with eggs and meat. All right, drizzle water, abandoned crate, cache. We knew that was going to be here. That's fine. Forward march. Actually, we could probably just keep a nice straight road here by doing these 3 in. What is in the crate? Some more mushrooms that could help our skewer production. I'm okay with that. We'll have the stone for that momentarily. All right. Dye first. We will turn. Oh, actually, the copper ore can help us out with dye as well. Actually, we want insects, but we do need to get started. We'll put a 50 limit of you here. We will also actually let's make the dye first, and then we can start up the fabric. What do you got? Small press, 3 oil. We already have oil solved. Work safety guide, kind of bad right now. Let's reroll. Leather, oh, fiber delivery line, absolutely. That will, okay. Fiber delivery line means we can turn off the meat, turn on the plant fiber, and we will get more plant fiber later on. We will get more plant fiber later on for fabric purposes. Oh yeah, pack of crops. I would prefer not to use the mushrooms. We can use the roots for that. Yeah, we did not go with the packs of provisions. So we're not going to necessarily be doing early sales. All right, good. You guys are doing your thing. Yeah, we definitely want you making that. Bricks, we have tons of bricks from our early embarkation. All right, what's our quests? Relics or exploration? I do like the extra wildfire essences here. I like the eggs and the berries too. I do like this, but again, we don't cut through glades that quickly, so relics it is, even if we don't know what's going to be here. Supply thy neighbor. 4 trade routes worth at least 6 amber each. Ouch. Oh, egg collection we can finish right away. It eats into our early supply, but there's nothing quite as good as a instant satisfaction there. The flock. Harpies resolve. Extra harpies, extra parts. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm taking the market. Depends. So if we find a clearance geyser, clay pit can absolutely work for us. Oh, also, we also have to find some fertile ground. Actually, both of these require fertile ground, so let's hope we find some fertile ground. Otherwise, that's gonna stick around for a while. Oh yeah, let's enable skewers and paste for everyone. I'm a little nervous about the lateness of our opening of this glade here. That could cause it to spill in to oof, wow, you guys went low already. Well, we're very quickly making the oil for this thing. Every wildfire essence stored. Oh, God. Yeah, we're going to have to perform the ritual. I mean, we are making the oil right now very efficiently, so I'm not worried about getting the stuff in there. All right, what else do we have here, though? Copper vein, 2 caches, another drizzle water geyser, drizzle wing nest, reed nest, and a dewberry bush. And some more small stone nodes. What do we have in here? Well, there's our ancient tablets, so that's a good thing. But no fertile ground, so we're probably going to build up 10 things to re-roll our building choice because both of them depend on that. Also, I hate to do this early. We got to swap in a Foxfire Keeper to keep the heat off everyone while still allowing our woodcutters to woodcut at full efficiency. I do want to get a small warehouse down up here. We are going to probably pull the 3 fur foxes off of here once they do their things here. Actually, we can make a bat. Pack of crops. Oh, you didn't even get that far. All right, we might not be doing our pool right away. I do need to get a gatherer to get at these roots, probably to make us packs of crops. All right, good. We got people priming up for that. We'll take that for the geyser pump. Might as well draw out the road. Having the copper vein is okay. If only for dye, actually. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going to do a lot of rainwater stuff. At least until we get our drizzle geysers up and running. But even then, the only thing we have right now is this field kitchen. But we have not been tasked with... what do you need? Yeah, you just need... We'll let you guys build that up. Alright, we did get a thing of skewers out onto the field so that people could start eating those instead of our roots, which actually instantly got devoured. So yeah, we're depending on both of those to get up and running. Oh yeah, let's actually solve for this. We've got the oil for it. Actually, let's let them get this built up first, and then we can solve for it. Because it's going to kill one person. And we've got time. And we have foxes, too. What do we have in the way of... Yeah, I want both foxes working this. Although they don't necessarily have to. But let's let them finish building the warehouse first. Because there's nothing that... Yeah, this doesn't really help us out if, super efficiently, so we might just have one fox finish it off. And kill their bat. Yeah, see, they'll finish it before the timeline. Well, we need to make sure they can deliver the goods in time, but since they're literally right next to the warehouse, that's not a problem. Yeah, we just need the one fox on here, because it doesn't have a negative effect, like, while working it, so we are otherwise fine. The bat in here, that's fine. I do want to crack open this one, both for the food and the ancient tablet, so that we can get that quest line going. We do also probably need to get some houses built. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this thing again. I'm starting to cool off on that particular item. The geyser pump. Yeah, we can let the geyser pump do its thing. We just need a builder. You know what? You both get out of there to build it, and then get back in here when it's done being built. As for you, woodcutters, start nibbling around here. Because now the geyser pump, we can put the automaton bloke. And then you two, we can pipe it up. And you can go back to making... I'm okay with you using meat proper now. And I'm okay with you using eggs proper now. In fact, yeah, you shouldn't be using roots. Because we want the roots for packs of crops to get at the Thunderfish Pond. Alright. This large reed field can actually help us out pretty well here. We do still need a lot of big shelters here. Otherwise, we're going to have some big resolve problems. Yeah, there's enough for the pond right there. And then, of course, we need the park, which can be over there. Oh yeah, let's put a cap of 50 on here so it doesn't burn through literally everything. Yeah, you're doing just fine, my friend. But yeah, let's yeah, you guys deliver paste. You deliver the dye. I know we're breaking up all of our threefers, but I need people. I need people to start making these. Do any of these happen to have? Yeah, it doesn't have the. I'm gonna try and get people in houses. Oh yeah, we could probably swap for a bat. We do have one bat. Okay, yes, we're good. We can put the bat back. We still have fog, and it's still going to slow everybody down until we get people in houses. But we have our food situated, and with a bat fire keeper, that can help keep problems at bay, food problems at bay. That is. There's our relics. I'm not going to turn this in right away, because I need the tick of impatience. Yeah, I need the impatience. Well, I don't need it right now, but we're going to gain more people. And I would rather not have to swap in the Foxfire Keeper. Oh yeah, we're also getting porridge, so... Foxes, I'm happy to turn off skewers and have them eat the porridge for a little bit. Let the bats munch on that. I'm happy to turn this off from the bats. Let the harpies munch on the... Alright. I do need one person here. Yeah, we'll let you do that. All right, nobody hits the 0. Yeah, and a whole bunch of grain will help us out in pack production. And yeah, this one will get all of our people in there. And then we can even go to level 2. Might as well. Yeah, you know what? We just do grain for you. And then down here, we're probably just going to need to wait till we have fish. I am happy to make since we're making bait, we might as well get started on fishing. What does this have again? Oh yeah, the crate of copper ore. And then this over here has lots more food. I mean, I'm perfectly peachy with Tossing a fox over here. Tossing a fox over here. Yeah, you guys are doing just fine. And you are... You know what? You can start making more... You can use the roots. That is allowed. Bat's resolve is low. Why is the bat's resolve low? Because the bats want paste. Alright, fine, I'll let you have it. Because we just have one bat. It is literally just one bat. I'm waiting for my new influx of people. Man, you need 8 for a garden. I would prefer the harpy. Because then otherwise we'd have multiple bats to deal with. And we can just add a harpy house to house the newcomers. Actually, we can just move that. Yeah, see, and if we had turned in our thing, that would reduce our impatience and therefore put us over the limit. All right. Let me fetch a fox. Let's let you finish this thing because we want 3 foxes in our fishing hut. Yeah. Bring the bait. Let's make sure that we are not burning wood in here. That we are only burning... Alright, we are out of base materials. So we can free you 2 up. Probably... Yeah, we can do the dewberry. We got a decent chunk of our skewers produced. I mean, if we... Here's the thing. I would really love some fertile soil, because then I'd love to take the brine works. But there's no guarantee that we have fertile soil. Now, 30 mushrooms will allow us to resume production of skewers. Oh wait, we're not getting 30 mushrooms. Duh. 40 mushrooms will allow us to resume production of skewers. Okay, converted altar of decay. And actually, now that this is giving us a -20 because one guy died with us sacrificing, we can turn that in. I'm gonna pick the brine works so that we can get to the next one. Tools, pipes, dew. Well, there's our tea, and we already picked the tea part of things. Crystallized dew gets us our metal. Wine. Nobody really wants wine, but I'll take the alchemist's hut. And it uses clearance water, of course. Alright, let's get some harpies in here. It's only one bush, yes, but it's our bush, darn it, and we're going to harvest it. We'll probably just nix the... You could also probably have... Now that I think about it, hot swap you for a harpy so that we can start carrying stuff more efficiently. At least while we're about to open this up. Mark of the sealed one or hauling cart. If you have at least 500 points of expected corruption per minute, gain a permanent 33% bonus to the burning time. At the start of each storm, if you have at least 500 points of expected. So we need to be burning a lot of stuff here. And our rain engines are not really lining up. This thing could be useful. I've never really used the hauling cart. But I can think of other stuff too. Newcomers arrive quicker, bring 10% more for every one level you have with other settlements. We are not good with that. Rebellious Spirit is anti-synergistic with our hearth there, so no. Crystal cathodes, on the other hand, we'll do crystal cathodes. Those work out. Rain engines, yes. It's better than the other way. No. No, and I'd rather not, but I don't have, yeah. Okay, survived the first winter. I keep calling it winter. It's storm. But we still have things to go. Now, being that we have the negative resolve from the storm no longer pressing on us, at least for the time being, and also we've got this warm welcome. We definitely want to get as much resolve reputation as we can get. Plus, we've got the flock here. And we can see that the harpies are making their way up to 12 resolve. Now, I could just lunge them in the right direction by favoring them. That should get them over the 15-point hump. But then that would soften the gains of the other races. What instead I'm going to do is I'm going to let them have some coats. Because that will give them a +5 once they start cycling through and getting breaks on there. I will also let the foxes start eating the skewers so that -3 turns into a +5, and they can join the ranks of happy time, and we might be able to get a substantial amount of rep out of that. Plus, again, one more from there. Rain engine's going to take a little while because the pipe situation is not looking optimistic. We're finishing that up. We're working on this. So we'll get some goodies over here. I do need this reed field at some point, but we don't really have the spare workers to start grabbing it. But if we ever get to the point where we need to get more... Oh yeah, and Zorg. Let's see what you got for me, Zorg. Well, we have no cash because we haven't really been selling stuff. Zorg. Don't tease me with a 41 amber ranch, please. 3 incense for every 10 roots. Also a bit of a tease, but we're not really in the position to get these going, get these amber purchases down. I do want to make sure we get ourselves some cheap planks. Also, we have 3 pipes, I definitely want to buy 5 pipes because that gives us 2 more rain engines whenever we want it. Doesn't quite get us all the way there for that purpose, but we'll get there soon enough. 13, if we look at this, don't really have the luxury of this. I don't want to sell my packs of crops because we need that for the fishing hole. Maybe we take the pipes down to just 1, since we know 1 will give us an appreciably more, useful use of rain engines. But then we take this down to say 10 more planks, since we don't have good plank production. That's not too bad, actually. I mean, granted, we don't have appreciably good brick production either, but that's okay. And yeah, with 10 parts, I'd rather not sell any of those unless I get like a really rich premium for it. Everything else also I'd rather not sell. Dye does not really pull its weight in terms of... Now, one thing I do want to do is get this alchemist hut down, which we can do now that thanks to our purchase. This will get us some metal production so we can take the pipes the rest of the way there. Unfortunately, it is a clearance water type. So just because we can doesn't mean we should. We've got clearance thing, and we have 2 drizzle geysers, 1 tapped, 1 not tapped. So that's rather infuriating. But hey, what can you do? Other than continuously tap into other resources here. And I mean, so also speaking of tapping into other things, maybe we should tap into another large glade, especially since Zorg is here, and we can just, tap into... I mean, it looks like we could just finish this with just literally a single slice through. And if we need some goods to help us out, we can do that. Making the apothecary already. Harpies will like working there. All right. Wait, that's stormwater. Okay, it's not the clearance geyser we were hoping for, but it's there. And we've got fertile ground, so let's get the brine works down ASAP, please. Since it is the beginning of drizzle, and we actually can get some appreciable movement on that. Lots of stone, which also means lots of roots and insects. So yeah, large stone nodes are useful for more than just the stone part of the equation. This is the frustrating thing. We need to start working this right now if we're going to do it this method. I'd rather not spend the packs and the amber, because we have neither. But the -6 is going to put a big damper on our... Let me see what we got here. We will get a fox here. New fox here. So 529, we can afford to delay a little tiny bit. Because I really want to get the flock done, and then we can dive in and get that going. Once a harpy goes on break and takes their coat, But then as soon as we're done and as soon as we finish the flock, which I think just requires a 30 seconds cook time, then I want to get in there. There's our 15 coming up. And now we're up to 17. There's the 30-second timer. And let's get some people in here. We want the salt for the paste. Oh yeah, we don't actually need any additional goods from Zorg for this thing. Also looking at here, actually the bundle of fabric's going to be helpful. Although not as critical because that's the one thing we can make efficiently. Yeah, you're fine in there just as a singleton. You're fine in there as a singleton. We can get you in here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that we want to spring for with the information gleaned from the new. I mean, fragrant roots would be nice if we had cash. And then, yeah, once the harpies are in, we throw the foxes at the event. Done. 2 more harpies. 2 foxes. Solve. Oh, it looks like we've got our stuff now. We can start selling. 1 for 3 for 9 coats. Oil. I mean, we can make lots of oil. So I might sell that. 1 for 1. Nah, I sleep. Yeah, and the manufacturer is the one that gives us our bonus here. We'll take the fox out for a moment. I do want our harpies in here. Specifically for the crystallized dew, except we don't have any goodies for it yet. The one time I do want the herb garden. But no, we got salt. And salt unfortunately does not play nice here. We don't get algae from the type of pond that we're working on. Vegetables isn't a thing. So yeah, this might not be as free as we thought. We can make the tea. You know, there is part of me that wonders, like, what would happen if we get a year 2 market down and start feeding it tea? Like, that's not normally the kind of order of operations I go for, but what if we centralized all of our efforts to this one hearth right here, and build up, you know, because we do have over 20 people, so we could blitz for a level 3 here, in theory. So let's go for that. Let's try it. It's crazy enough that it might work. And we've cleared out enough space that we can do this plus everything else. We need one more house. We can do a harpy house. Oh yeah, well, let's get some people making our skewers. Well, we don't need to right away. But then let's take a look at tea. We don't have containers for tea. Fair enough. Okay, you guys don't do anything in there for now. I do still want to get the market. It does allow us some carrying capacity bonuses and benefits. I may want to swap in the bats back here. And we'll put the harpy back in here. Yeah, I will keep that at the higher level. And yeah, we need more bats before that. Man, I really wish we could start working on crystallized dew, but we just don't have the software for it. Forager's camp. And we did turn down the clay pit, but granted we didn't have a what's it? A clearance geyser is where I was going with that. But yeah, let's see what we can do about an early market. Again, not my first choice. There's lots of other things I would have really liked to have gotten. For the press, yeah, we still have plenty of stuff to go from here. You are making plenty of those. We have a metric F ton of mushrooms. Let's keep up the good work here. We'll put the cap at 100. But at least let's use some of our water for something. I mean, we could go off of the insects from here. In fact, we should probably transition you to here. Well, you know what? Because of the proximity of here, let's let you finish up here, but let's get our small warehouse down. Actually, this is probably easier and better if you're both here, because this kind of plays into both of our resource catchment area thingies. I could also tell them to mix in some insects here. Let's tell them to mix in some insects. I know we don't get a lot of insects from the farm, but we kind of do need them for, ironically, stone. Or not stone. Metal bars. I mean, I could do a 5 for 10 if we get enough oil. Let me find an errant fox. We need to get our oil up here. We'll also put a 100. We'll put a 50 limit on the paste. Don't need flour yet. And we're still riding the blue even with this -6 dragging on us. Oh yeah, I probably should turn off coats. We don't need that. I know we got this from a cachement here. I will let them eat and drink their fill so that we can get the extra resolve for an extra blueprint here. But afterwards I'm going to sort of buckle down. We just need a little bit more push. Also, I need to find out who is using insects. You should not be using insects because you can use mushrooms. How many insects do we need? We only need 2, so we can make one pair of bars here. Now, the other thing that we can do here, especially in concert with the manufactory, is make barrels. Now, granted, we would prefer to have a better planks recipe. Oh yeah, dye. Dye should not be made from insects at this juncture. And we should not be using coal. We will have scales soon and copper ore. And yeah, now I'm even more comfortable using copper ore for dye. There we go. All right, what's our next? Tea doctor, of course. We're already kind of pot committed here. Jerky does not make me happy. Religion, I mean, that only really benefits the foxes as well. I'm gonna just stick with my current one, which means we got jerky and pottery and incense, but jerky is our main source here, which will make the harpies happy. I guess it does use drizzle water, so I'm more inclined to do it because I can pipe it and keep it fed with rainwater easily. That being said, we don't really have a reliable source of meat or insects in bulk to where that would be good. I mean, I might use the brine works for the insects more than the salt. I just wish it wasn't so unproductive. We're only at 20 oil. What are you guys doing here? There's 10 more oil here, but let me see if I can get you. Yeah, nobody's actually going to pick that stuff up, so let's sell what we got. We'll get more of it shortly. I'm going to keep my hand on the coats either for a better price or for when I actually need them. Okay, so let's make sure people aren't eating more than they need. I'm going to keep the mainstay foods on. Yeah, what I'm probably going to do is, like, I only want them eating one complex food. During anything, but when drizzle rolls around, then I'm happy to open up the floodgates and let them eat and drink their fill. So I'm going to turn bats off of here so that the bats are just eating the skewers. Save the paste for the harpies. And then the foxes are only eating the skewers as well to minimize our food intake. You know what? Speaking of foxes, let's get this broken open because I want those pottery to get some early tea. And let's see what things we have here. Stone, we've got plenty of. Not at the moment, but we have plenty of it. No way I'm selling berries. Salt, not yet. We're going to get some salt, but 3 for 2 is not the way you go about making money off of salt. Leather? I mean, nothing really uses leather that much. Don't quite have enough to get the 10 fur. And we don't have any big sources of it. So, which is unfortunate because I'd prefer getting a big chunk of it so I can get somebody up a level. I mean, with the two things of that plus there, we can get a thing of barrels going in here. Maybe take all 3 foxes out of here and put all 3 in there. Just bounce them back and forth. Once they finish up here, of course. Bats' resolve is low. Yeah, they got a little upset that we're denying them their paste. So how do we remedy that? Not very easily because they're bats. I guess I can avoid being stingy, because there's only 2 of them, and so they're not actually going to eat that much. All right, let's get you 3 off of here, and get you 3 in here. Yeah, you don't need to make any more here. You do need to resupply us with fabric. We are slowly making the planks, but I'd like to buy them if possible. We do need some more pipes if we're ever going to get this stormwater generator cooking. Yeah, and we still haven't even built this one yet. Alright, we're making some barrels. We're making lots of barrels, actually. So we can actually get our tea going. I do need to get somebody... Yeah, you're fine just there with the berries. We got the automaton bloke here. You're only a singleton. You're only a singleton. Do we have any... I mean, so yeah, these 3 need to be... You need to hit the fish pond hard in order to do it properly. So those 3 are not getting broken up. Singleton, singleton. Oh, you don't have a limit, do you? You know what? Come on out of there and you be our builder. Yeah, we just need more people. Just plain and simple, more people. We should get the cloth for this harpy house down soon enough. And bats are back to being happy. I'd crack open more small glades, but I don't want more... I don't want any more of these issues here. Yeah, all right, we got the bricks. We're getting the fabric. We have the parts. Oh, and you guys are all done here. Excellent. So that's that, and just in time for the storm. We timed that perfectly. Let's get one. Actually, yeah, let's let the bat do their thing. Get this stuff built. Specifically the harpy house, so we don't have the harpies getting mad. We're probably going to need to dip down to hostility 1 when the storm hits by removing the woodcutters. But that's fine because we can have more people building and we can load up in other areas. That's fine by me. Yeah, let's get 3 of you in here. And more people. We could get... So these two, hang on. 87. So 12 doesn't spike us, but getting 3 people does spike us. And this is more helpful goods, so we take the more helpful goods that doesn't spike us over the limit. We do need to get... We do need to get one more house online. I mean, a fox house can now be a thing. We have 5 pipes, so a bat house can be a thing. Bat house might actually be more worthwhile, just because they're harder to boost up otherwise. And yeah, we're not too high on our corruption here. We've got three infections here. What are we? Yeah, we would need to get this to a level 3 by itself in order to avoid to tank the hit. But I don't think we're going to go that fast with just one worker tooling away in there. What's our trade things? Oh, now we can sell some salt. Not for that price. We can do better. Yeah, trade route's not doing very good by us this time round. It's unfortunate that we are short a pipe for this, but again, we can make more. Oh, the vegetables! I forgot! Now we can make tons of metal. And now that we have containers, we can make tea. Let's get a second harpy in there. Yeah, second harpy. We do want some bats in here. And yeah, I know this is soaking up all of our other resources. But this will give us the carry capacity of like more than a harpy one, while also providing us letting us keep the bat firekeeper in for the food bonus. Also, it looks like I see our pond has been depleted and therefore is bringing stuff in there. So that is a good thing, and that'll free up our fishermen. That trio of foxes will be put to good use. All right, we're going to let them be workers for a hot minute. We also put you guys to do some pipes. Because, yeah, you know what? We don't need to keep making barrels. So you guys don't need to keep hogging these. At least for the moment, anyway. Alright, you guys are... We can free you up, get more builders out of you. Yeah, we've got lots of foxes here now. We don't need more packs of crops anymore. At least not until we get a fish pond here. Let's actually go for the gusto here. So we're gonna need a oh no, we don't need a harmony decoration. This is our harmony decoration we get for free. We do need a garden and 2 more parks. And that'll get us to a nice level 3 once the market is done. Again, take some time. I will plan out a geyser pump here, just so that as we accumulate extra resources, it'll eventually finish itself. But my goal here is to get this market ready and built. Also, yeah, now we can move you up here. And let's get a second harpy in here. And let's get another harpy in here. Yeah, because if we can get the market built, and enough tea to go around, let's set the limit for tea for, let's call it 100. And yeah, I'm fine with you guys using drizzle water. We've got that on tap. Crystallized do also fine to use drizzle water. Please don't use the salt. I'm fine with you using stone. Yes, do use this. Yeah, you can use whatever. No need for wine yet. And yes, high corruption. Wow, we got that just as the 4th blight rots spawned. Grain production +2 to herbs production. We're not producing herbs. We're not producing grain. We've used up all of our rerolls. I'm going to hold that for our next glade opening, because maybe we'll get Fox. Oh, yes. Deliver 20 tea, Fox Resolve. Oh, yes. Bats and need for biscuits fulfilled. All right, now this one's tough because it looks simple, like, oh, just feed them 10 biscuits. You need 10 villagers who want biscuits fed their biscuits. Meaning that we would need to get 10 bat villagers, because bats are the only ones that want biscuits here. So I'm going to hold on to this. If our next glade opening gives us options for loyalty solves and or extra crates, we can pivot to that. But before I do any of that, first off, where do I want to go next for our next dangerous glade opening? Probably right up here into this one, or better yet, let's burrow, because this one is like super close to the warehouse. We get our foxes in here. And we burrow in there and go from there. Okay, so now we get a couple of foxes in here. Doesn't have to be foxes specifically. And we turn on treatment. We also, again, to max out our things, I'm going to turn on all of our extra goodies here, just to max everybody's happiness. Although, you know what? I probably don't need to for... I don't need to for foxes. Because they're going to be happy with the tea. And we probably don't have to with the harpies either. Let's see what the foxes think when we let them have the tea. That should push both them and the harpies over the edge. Oh, let's see what we are looking at for trade. That's not bad. Not great either, though. This should get them up to a 24 resolve, and then we just need to make more tea. In fact, I probably will turn off crystallized dew so we don't get distracted here. Yeah, because this max bonus plus 10, as they start getting into it, they will start enjoying it. What are you? A tea house! Well, even better tea production and incense. And another altar of decay, are you kidding me? I don't particularly need 2 of them, but if we do another one, it gives us... Alright, well, we have the large swamp wheat field. Doesn't help us out in the immediacy. This helps us immediately, though. That helps us out. But another altar of decay. I'll take the grain bags. It ain't gonna pay off very well. Actually, I probably should have just declined for 10 amber, now that I think about it. Yeah, I really should have done that. I do not want to lose a villager to another forbidden ritual, although this would double up our bonuses for any lost villagers. And we have this for it, so I could lob a singular fox at it and call it a day. I don't want to pull a fox out from there. I do want to pull a fox out from here. I do need somebody in there because I want the market cart bonus carrying capacity. But it doesn't have to be a fox specifically. You two are doing too much good work there. You two are doing too much important work there. You two are done. So we can get you out of there. I mean, it's not a... I'm not super stoked and excited to tap into that, but it's a thing. I'll catch this patch in the next harvest. Again, we need more people. But yeah, we'll lob one fox here. We sack one person, and that will give us both double-barreled hostility reduction. Yeah, that's fine, actually. We want someone around to build stuff. Alright, well, we got our... Oh, hey, there we go. That's... we don't have a... Well, no, actually, this is very helpful for our foxes. Give me a moment. I really should have... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to turn any of that around quickly. So I'm going to have to hard trade for the amber if I want it. Not exactly my thing. But we did get a lot more parts, so... And also, I really do want the planks. More so than anything else. Yeah, that's not going to really move the needle much. Ugh. Ugh. The pain. Do I go for this? Because the comfort this is a play to Fox Max here. Getting an additional +2 resolve from the comfortable. Because we're not really leaning on the harpies being comfortable in their particular position. This is all about the foxes, and bats don't have comfort. I'd prefer, yeah. That's a little bit more digestible. It is very painful. I really should have just taken the amber, because then I could just buy this outright without thinking about a sacrifice and have some left over to spare. We could also buy Purging Fires. I'm not worried about that, but we do need to get manufacturing sooner rather than later. So let me make sure we plan that out. I'm going to move you out to the boonies because your location doesn't matter. But this one's location does, absolutely. And there was the harpy that died. What type of water does the tea house use? Drizzle water. Okay, yeah. This needs to be done yesterday. And then we also need to toss in a small warehouse. We will put that near here. What's our wood count looking? Wood count's actually kind of healthy. 3 of you, get in here. Huh, it doesn't offer them comfort when it's the 3 of them, even though it's their specialty. There's our bat house. There's our... Will you stop giving me literally everything that makes... Alright, berries and plant fiber are a much better sell than whatever the hell the Brine Works was giving us. I will take that. We will build a plantation here. I mean, that won't be useful till next year, mind you, but it's still fine. Let's make sure that we have a road affixed here. But yeah, piping this up with water will help, with drizzle water specifically. Even the harpies are happy now. We just need more, we need more tea production, especially in a short burst to ensure that we can get our resolve maxed out here. I'd probably use those 3 foxes to sort of supplement our tea production and just get a burst of it so that we have some excess, not only enough to make everyone happy, but get some excess. And there we go. There's our level 3 ancient hearth. Singleton level 3 ancient hearth. Not selling our planks. Alright, 2-minute countdown on the fox resolve. And then we just need the tea, which again, oh, it doesn't give us a 3 for, it does give us a specialization. I mean, I'll let you do your thing here. You 3 are, get in here. And then, what else is using harpies? The market, field kitchen. We'll grab the harpy from there. Or we don't need more. We don't need more skewers. We don't need anybody in the field kitchen right now. We could use those extra hands as builders. Oh. You're already done. We need pipes. Turn back on crystallized dew. We'll turn on stormwater because we're going to have that pretty soon. Oh yes, please get our blight post up, and actually a trio of foxes making blight supplies is absolutely going to be the thing for 3 foxes to do. Insects, definitely, well, 2 to 2 for scales, not so much. 2 to 5, not selling more parts. 2 to 2 for cloth. Yeah, we're just not getting good offers, really. I could do a 5 for sale just to get Jetstream Forest leveled up, but even then, you're 4 of 10, so we just need that much to level you up. Oh, there's our extra excess tea. Purging fire, lots of oil. You 3 just keep doing your oil thing. Oh yeah, fish oil. Paste can be dye, or actually, you know what? Make it salt. I would prefer that to be salt, and then yeah, fish. We really do want harpies here. Can we grab harpies from? Yes, we can. I would prefer them working in a place that they are effective in. I'm okay with you being a trickle in. I'm okay with you 2 going here. Heck, I'm okay with you doing your thing slowly. I'm okay with breaking up the band temporarily. And yeah, once we get, we need that. In fact, you guys can stop with the tea. I'll turn off your tea recipe. You give me this. You guys making pipes? All right, you're making pipes. Good. You're all right. About to say you're finishing up in time. Done. 4 more foxes. Now we're talking. What are you lacking? Bricks. We should turn on bricks. We've got that. We'll turn on bricks. We started with so many of them, we didn't have to actually use them up until now. I'm going to throw a plantation down. Maybe not. Ooh, but we do have a new blueprint. Lumber mill done. And stormwater too. We are eating good in the neighborhood with a lumber mill. There we go, got our automaton bloke. We've got more people coming in. Some tools. I mean, this would let us get some jerky going. And we do have that one building, the smokehouse, for jerky. Once this is done, I will probably move it off to the side and put a hearth over here. Because we are at the point where a secondary hearth would probably do us well. We are soaking up so much with that. We should plan out another geyser pump. Use our other drizzle geyser. Oh yeah, put a limit of like 20 here, because you guys make these fast. You guys should be making us more of this. That plant fiber delivery line. Very happy with that. Don't quite have enough provisions for all of those. And not to mention, this plant fiber is a contested resource, so but we can grow more of it thanks to the plantation. I think I'm going to do one thing berries, one thing fiber between our two plantations here. And then, I mean, yes, we do want more metal. Wow, we are literally out of oil. Good thing we can use salt. These I am happy to let you basically max out everything that you can make from this. Oh yeah, so let's... the other thing I was looking at, yeah, this thing. I mean, there's a chance we can get there. Do I want... Yeah, tear down would have been the loyalty pick over here, but it's too late for that. So I don't think it's worth going down that loyalty line. Which means we will just pick up the bat villagers and need to get a few more. Which also means we can now get... Ooh. Alright, you guys should be all set to blight fight here. That's fine by me. One of two, but two requires too many materials. 2 of 6. Now we're talking a little bit better. 2 of 4. Unfortunately, not quite enough. We do need to put somebody back on this with the pack of crops as well. All right, we're able to handle this, and hopefully we can tank the. Oh yeah, so here we are going to nix that and get a second plantation out. Oh, they're moving so slow. It's housing plus bitter rain. Prevented by clothing. Let's give you guys some clothing. I hate to see you move this slow. Let's get another... Actually, we got to start building up this area, but after this area is done. Oh yeah, you guys need to stop making us planks. Because our lumber mill will start making us more planks. We may lose a few people here to the hearth corruption because our blight fighters are not moving very quickly. Yeah, not doing trade goods just yet. We do need somebody back on skewers. Start topping those off. We are just a breath of fresh air away from getting our next thing here, and the harpies are having it. There it is. Next one during. Will you stop? Will you stop? I don't want an advanced rain collector, and I don't want another tea house. This is a reroll. No! Stop it. We've got everything but bricks and pipes solved. Distillery? Ale? Nobody cares about ale. We can serve it, thanks to the market, but nobody actually wants it. Pickles. I don't think anybody wants No, foxes want pickles. Still an awful, awful set of choices. Incense. Yeah, if we had gone with the rain doctor. Ugh. I'm going to just hold on to that for a little bit. Maybe we can find a reason to build it and to actually want to build it. So you can have 2 of you in here to maximize your fertilization time. And I was wrong. We are in the clear when it comes to deaths from. I do need to make sure we get our houses going. I really, really wish you were something better. And I might re-roll again. I don't wanna, but I might. Yeah, we need... Oh, you're all set. Oh, yeah, you just delivered some pipes here. Now you can build this. And then we get another automaton in here. Well, after we get some pipes. Because, yeah, we are using more... Because of all the tea we're doing, we're using more water than we're making. Alright, you guys can find other things to do. You know what? I'm fine with you being in here because this is comfortable for you. Well, if you had anything to do in here, never mind. You know what? Let's just have you guys finish off down here. Improvised tools. All crystallized tube extraction is no thank you. Pyromania, no. 2 hearths to level 2. Sure. I mean, Pyromania will eventually happen. Actually, you know, I'm going to take Pyromania. Discovering a glade during the storm grants 10 tools. If we had gone with the loyalty one, that might have been the play. But we definitely don't want copper extractor. So I'm declining. I'll take the amber. We do need some builders to finish building our hearth over here. Actually, you know what? You're fine right here. Let's see what we have for sale. Red, rather not, especially not those prices. This is a really good price. Like that, I am very happy to sell at. I would prefer you not use fish. Use the berries. We're going to get more of those. And then, yeah, getting packs of crops here is just going to depend on down here. Still need 2 pipes. Oh, we have 8 pipes ready here. Alright, who's gonna fire keep? Bats are actually better fire keepers, like individualized fire keepers. Let's get one of you here. We need somebody to deliver those pipes. There, I think somebody just did. Because now we suddenly have them. And now we've got a source of that coming in, 2 sources of that coming in. And now we can get pipes here. Yeah, you know what? You guys can eat some of that. You guys can turn off the coats so we can save them for next. As far as cracking into more glades, re-rolling that nonsense. Now we're talking. Porridge, pickled goods, both of which are excellent for us with a drizzle engine. Now we're talking. That's better. Now we can have that on forever. Yes, I would really prefer 25. Let's get a trio of foxes working here. We can get a thing of 20 barrels while we're at it. And we can get our next blueprint. Wow, you really, really want us to pick this, don't you? I mean, yeah, no, not really. I'd prefer not to. Distillery, again, ale would be great. I'm gonna just take the ale, the distillery, one, to get it out of the pool. Also, speaking of, I want to get another small fishing hut built down here so we can start tapping that one. I would also like to, yes, we have the parts for it, get a small stonecutter's camp down here. You 3 are maxed out, aren't you? And yeah, we still don't need any flour, so I have no inclination to make it. Alright, you 3 can sit idle for a hot minute. Let's send you over here for a minute. We've got a little bit of stuff that we can continue to make into jerky. Also, let's get some fox houses down. Two, three, four, plus park. Okay, you're ready to sell. Our first actually good sale. Yeah, we want to sell that route. Yeah, we are doing very good when it comes to our resolve boosting here. All right, fish porridge, I guess. And then pickled goods. Pickled berries. Let's get some foxes in. Actually, let's let you guys finish up this round right here. Two. Let's get 3 of you in here. 50, 50. And then, yeah, you just need to carry your stuff over. Yeah, 16. They can carry 16 at a time, thanks to that market. Herbalist camp. No, sir, I don't like it. Herbalist camp does not help us out. Woodcutters. No, not interested. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to buy planks. We do need to buy bricks. I mean, we don't need to. I do want to buy coats. I do want to buy boots. But we don't necessarily need much of any of this. Because we're also going to be getting more scales. So don't need those. You know what? I'm just going to let you pass me by. I'm fine with what you got for me. You are all done. Let's free up our pipes supply here. And yeah, just free you up to be a builder. Aha. We need 3 foxes. Where might we find 3 foxes that we can grab? From the field kitchen. Now we don't have anyone to build. So who's going to build? Actually, manufactory. I think we're good for now. Yeah, I think we're good for now. We'll let you two finish this. All right, there you go. Y'all just do building stuff for me. Also, we are, brushing up against the tops of what we can do here. I will let the harpies eat some of that. Yeah, let's get all of our stuff built first. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can buy that would feed into like packs of crops or something like that. I mean, no, I don't want to introduce that to the mix. There you go. We want more bats if we're going to make progress on our quest, so it needs to be this side. And you know what? We could use the money, like, right now to buy more coats. Alright, what trades can we make? That's a good one. Not selling my bait here. We can do a 1 for here. But now we have even more builders. Alright, you two are pretty much tapped out on tea. We can rescue you. We can also get a... we're 1 part short. I was about to say we can start getting some of this down here, this reed field. Because that, I haven't forgotten about that. Yeah, maybe once the fishing hut expends itself. Let's try to get you up to level 2, which means I probably should have taken that other quest to get 2 level 2s. Harpies can fit a few more. All right, next. Tool shop. Tools, pipes, boots. Done. We need all of those at a better efficiency. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then maybe our last one could be a resolve building. A different one. Something that does education. Educate, like a temple, education, religion would go real nice. Oh yeah, this beanery. Yeah, connect you with pipes, please. Yeah, we're fine. And then yeah, actually we can find a spot for you to wiggle through. Actually, you know what? You guys make some more room around this area. Like gnaw at some of the trees, please. Because we need you to do some nibbling. I don't know. I mean, with 40 people, we can have 2 level 3s. Yeah, we're just rocketing up here. I don't think we're going to have a year 4 solve, as much as it would be nice. But look how crazy our early market play did. And I was dunking on the market here. I still kind of am. For being just a little bit trash. A little bit trash. Yeah, a few more constructions. We'll have the housing situation all set. You are all set, so you know what? You're gonna join the builders until the storm hits. We probably didn't even need this many purging fires for for a year 5 or year 4 rather. Small foragers camp. Oh, you guys are done. I don't think we have any others, so actually this will be the one that becomes the small harvesters camp. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get the advanced trappers for the eggs, but that wasn't hypercritical to our needs here. Let's get... Where's my foxes at? We can get that, rescue that fox from the smokehouse. Not the warehouse. Press. We need to just restock ourselves here. Oh, maybe. We need the fish to come in. Okay, let's... Ooh, spicy. We can fix that. All right, cash money coming in. Yeah, this is a good price. That's a good price. And we're going to be getting more scales in soon anyway. It's too bad this is probably going to be ending shortly before we get our last blueprint. Otherwise, we would have had the storm to build it. All right. Yeah, actually, boots, pipes, and tools. Not sure I need tools right now, but let's get those two cooking. We'll get you hooked up. And I think no, this is not one where the bats are favored. I'll still put a bat in here. You guys are capped out here. I don't think anybody out... Yeah, nobody wants the wine. We would only do that if we were doing luxuries. So we can rescue you two. Or maybe just have one of you in here. Or maybe because you're out of your supplies here. Because we used up all of our insects over there. We'll leave you in there just for a hot minute. 2 for 4, 5, no. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Because I think No, that just gives us roots and clay. Does not give us insects. But that's okay. Oh, crap. I should probably have people fighting the cysts. That might be helpful. Yeah, completely missed that. We need 2 more people housed in here. I think that's just a matter of moving a house over here. That will give us more hearth resilience in the area, which will make it less likely for people to die. Actually, yeah, you stay here for a hot minute. We'll put the harpies in that thing once they're done blight fighting. Or, yeah, we can do that. The only thing that we need left in here, we can take you out for pipes, is bricks. We've got more than enough bricks. For the moment, anyway. Alright, so we can throw foxes in here, that's fine. Yeah, it's going to take us a while to get to Pyromania. We probably should have done the other quest. Yeah, we're not even necessarily guaranteed to get the Glades event done here. Not that that's a bad thing. Yeah, let's turn on all yummies for everybody. Because come next drizzle, I want everybody full bore. In fact, yeah, let's turn you up a notch. You 3 are done for the moment. Oh crap. Harpies, harpies, harpies. Get in that tea house, make more tea. We need the tea. Trade logs, large baskets. Large baskets. If we have, so if we can make trade goods. If we get something with our last blueprint to make luxuries, then we can do this one. Let's get someone in here. Let's turn on pack of trade goods. Not for oil, not for barrels, or anything else really, for the dye. Also, yeah, you know what? We'll allow you to do tea, too. Oh, yeah, let's get some people planting. Okay, last blueprint. Game, I'ma hurt you. Now you give me the bathhouse. Not worth it. Skewers, and better skewers, better paste, and copper bars, technically worth it. But I would rather have luxury goods if we can swing it. But yeah. Better fishing hut. No, thank you. Luxury does nothing for us. Ugh. If we get more cash, we'll re-roll. Because, yeah, I was about to take the fishing hut, but no, you guys literally just finished. Oops, nope, don't need that. You guys can get in here. You don't need to be packs of crops or probably provisions. All right, good. We're getting our supply of tea back up. Oh, let's get some. Actually, let's get a bat back in here. Although that actually moves the needle on hostility. So fine, we'll keep the fox in there. But what I do want to do is rescue a few foxes. Get them in the press. Yeah, because now we've got all of this fish and we can go nuts with the paste. Can't clearance water boost it, no clearance water. But at least we can go nuts with the paste. As long as everybody's in the blue, especially during the warm welcome period, that's the critical important part. You guys are about to drop off because of that. Let's get a few more bat houses down. Get that in there. Granted, we don't have the service building to boost you up, so that's not actually going to do much for us. We'll take it. And now that we've already crested that, let's call a trader. Maybe they'll have a blueprint for us. Okay, game. That's enough. Gain 10 jerky for every pie. Not making that combo. No. Time between breaks is longer. Nope. Alright, whatever. We do want to buy 60 biscuits for the bats. We're making tons of that. Nobody cares about pie. We're making our pickled goods. Let's buy some paste. Just to... All right, fine. We'll do what we can with what we got. This is the last hurrah, so let's just throw everything that we have at them. Oh, I should have just waited a little bit. 53 seconds, god dang it. That's all right. So yeah, we have all these now available once again. Well, at least we can probably get one more reroll going. But yeah, we really want maximum uptime on... Let's get more bat houses. We can get 2 more of them going. That way we get rid of the homelessness. All right, so this one is done with. Get those parts back. Yeah, unfortunately we are 2 bats short to be able to get what we need out of them. They haven't gone on break lately, because we're enabling all of that. But I think we'll be okay here. Because I can. No. I think we are covered with every tea producing building in the game. And we have constructed 2 of them. But we're doing just fine. We will ride out the drizzle. Year 5 solved, not gonna complain. There's their bats back into the fold. They just wanted their yummins. Their yummins. Yeah, quite a few quests left on the table here. But that's okay. I mean, our resolve game was quite good. All right, folks. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar, signing out. See ya!